Hello learners, you are welcome to yet another teaching today. I am Mr. Obi Ifeanyi. Today we are going to look at a very important topic. This topic we are going to look at today, it is what rules the world, and it's very, very interesting. But the unfortunate thing is that during exams, I don't know why students tend to shy away from writing it. It's very easy, very simple. And when you have it, that's why we work. We are in the world, we are working, your daddy is going out, your mommy is going out to come back, and you answer that you are big people, that you live big. It is because of this topic today. That you are hearing about Dangote is because of this topic today. That you are hearing about America as powerful as they are is because of this topic today. So today we are going to talk about money. We are going to talk about money. What is money? Money is anything that is generally acceptable as a medium of exchange of goods and services and settlement of debt. Now, let us look at the historical development of money. Before the use of this money, our forefathers were using barter system, that is trade by barter. What is barter? Barter system or trade by barter is the exchange of goods for goods. These days, we have to extend it to exchange of goods and services for goods and services. Why the service come in? By the time the rich man acquires the services of a laborer to go and clear his farmland to prepare him for the next farming season, the laborer clears the farm and the rich man pays him with either a chicken or some tubers of yam. That is trade by barter. He has offered his service and he has been paid with goods. So, what is trade by barter? Trade by barter is the exchange of goods for goods, or you may extend it to be the exchange of goods and services for goods and services. In those early days, we still use, as we are talking about barter system, this barter system that some in use were these precious metals and nickels and so on and so forth. They were used in those days. And during the use of that barter, barter had some drawbacks. It is these drawbacks of barter that gave rise to the use of money. Today, we are going to look at the drawbacks of barter. These drawbacks of barter, or these problems of barter that gave rise to the use of money. One is coincidence of wants. What is coincidence of wants? Coincidence of wants mean your ability. For example, you have you want rice, but what you have is beans. The coincidence of wants here is that since you have rice and you want beans, you should take your rice, go to the neighborhood and look for somebody that needs your rice but have beans, and it is very difficult. The person that you are giving your rice may not want rice. The person may want chicken. The person also may want yam. The person may want something like turkey, and so on and so forth. So that is what we call coincidence of want. That is, with your rice and you need beans, to go around and see that person that needs your rice, so that you can take, but has beans, so that you can give the person your rice and take the person's beans. Number two, determination of rate of exchange. In barter, how do you determine the rate of exchange? For example, how many tubers of yam will you be given to have a bag of rice? You may give me 10 tubers. I say, no, these ones are small. I need 20. And it will be 18 of discussion. So that is a determination of rate of exchange. Number three, store of wealth. The problem of storing wealth in barter, it arises because a big man or a rich man in barter system today may get very poor in the next 1 hour or 2 hours or the next day. Maybe the rich man he stores his wealth in bags of rice or cows. So if there is fire that got in his warehouse and they destroy his rice, he becomes a poor man. Or if there is an epidemic that kills the whole cows he has, then he becomes a poor man the next minute or the next day. Indivisibility. Number four, indivisibility. The problem of how to divide. For example, how do you divide it? Somebody has a horse and he needs what? He needs a pair of shoes. So he has to go to the shoemaker. Then what do he do? Is he going to cut the ox tail alive while the horse is still alive, or is he going to cut the head while the horse is still alive? How do he divide it? Knowing fully well that you don't have to kill that horse, because that horse in value is more than the pair of shoes. The next one is difficulty in the use as deferred payment. Barter on its own cannot lend itself to this credit system. The credit system today of negotiating today on a loan and payment made in future date, especially when what you want to use as barter, maybe yam or yam, and it gets spoiled or destroyed in the next 1 week. How do you pay later? So that is the difficulty in the use of barter as deferred payment. Okay, let's go back to money. Let us look at the types of money. The forms of money today, we have coins, we have paper notes, and we have bank deposits. Coins and notes are legal tenders, while bank deposits are not. This money is it has the backing of the law and cannot be rejected in settlement of debt within any defined territory. Money has the backing of the law. That's why we call it a legal tender. It has the backing of the law, so you cannot be given money and you reject it. No, I cannot take. No, once you buy and say this is 10 naira, and you say 10 naira, and somebody takes it and gives you 10 naira, you'll be able to take the 10 naira. Now, we look at coins. Coins are made up of precious metals such as gold, silver, but those that are commonly used today are made up of copper and nickel alloys, which are usually of smaller denominations. Paper money. This is widely used more than coins. It is made of paper and polymer. It is issued by the government of any country to the federal through the central bank, and it may or may not be converted into gold or silver. It is central bank that issues it, and that is more reason why it is called a legal tender. It is issued by the state and it is used in the state. There is no way somebody will buy something of 100 naira here and give you 100. You say, no, I want $1. No, it cannot happen in Nigeria because it is a legal tender in Nigeria, and that is Nigerian money. Bank deposits, that's another type. Bank deposits are called, in economics, we call it demand deposits. They are current account of customers in the bank that is withdrawable by check without prior notice. It represents indebtedness of the bank to its customers. He said that they do not earn interest from the bank. Rather, the operator of the account pays a little commission to the bank for operating the account. Functions of money. This is another area where you face problems in exams. When they say functions of money, some of you will go and write medium of exchange. They may ask you to examine the functions of money or identify the functions of money or state the functions of money. Then you write medium of exchange, number one, medium of exchange, full stop, or then second, unit of account, full stop. The third one, measure of value. No, you have to explain them. Unless they say list. If they say list, fine, you can list. But once you hear identify, mention, state, you have to list and explain them so that you can make your marks. Do not play with your marks, because it is one mark that differentiates P from C. And you know, for you to enter university, you need credit, not pass. What we call pass, naturally as a teacher, what I call pass is credit level. It's from C6 up and not P. So save that one mark that will give you that C instead of throwing it away carelessly. Let's look at the functions of money. You should be able to define them. Look at them very well. Define them on your own. Put your own words, the way you will understand it better and the way you will remember it in order to write it in an exam. Don't say my teacher says and I must say that. But if you can be able to repeat the teacher, fine for you. Functions of money. I told you that in functions of money is very important in your exam, and it's always there in exams, and your ability to define them are not only listing. You don't list, but do what? You have to list and explain, especially when they say state, identify, mention. You have to list and explain them. Unless they say list, That word list, that's the only condition where you can list. Now, let us take them one after the other. 1, medium of exchange. It is used to buy goods and services. It encourages market economy based on specialization. It is the primary function of money that eliminates barter. In your objective test, you may see, what is that function of money that eliminates barter? The answer is a medium of exchange. That primary function of money that eliminates barter, it is medium of exchange. You know, we have too many functions, but that function that eliminates barter is a medium of exchange. Number 2, unit of account. It is used for quoting prices. It is a common denominator used in expressing the worth of anything offered in exchange. In the market, you come here, in the supermarkets, you go there, you touch this, you see the price there. So the price has already been quoted. This one, 1,200. You look at the other one, 850. Look at the other one, 500. It is used in quoting prices and they enable you to make your choice. Number 3, measure of value. It measures value because it enables commodities to be priced according to their respective weights. Prices to be, or commodities to be priced according to their weight. How do you know their weight? Sometimes when you go to the market, they will bring 2 pairs of trousers. They'll keep one this way, keep one, maybe jean, and you say, this jean is 5,000 naira. That one is 9,500. But they look alike. Definitely, because of this measure of value, common sense will not tell you that jean of 9,500 is superior to the one of 5,000. That is a measure of value. Store of value. It is used as a store of things in the future. Possession of money makes it possible for a person to provide for his old age. It is the most liquid asset of a person that a person can hold. So it is the store of money that make people big and make them rich. That is where you can store against tomorrow, or you say we save against the rainy day. It is by the use of money, because many people, they have like the Dangotes, the this, the that, big girls, they have billions in the bank. So when you have billions in the bank, you are saving against what? You are keeping your value in the bank, unlike the barter, because in barter you keep it in form of rice. The next thing in your warehouse, fire will just get over everything, and tomorrow you become a poor man. They say he was, and that is not the same with money. Then number 5, standard for deferred payments. You say this means that payments can be deferred until a future date with the use of money. Payment making, you make payment in a future date. That is when you contract a deal or a loan. You take a loan from the bank, and the bank is okay. You pay so and so amount every month, and you finish it in 3 years. So money allows for payment to be made in a future date. The next one is characteristics of money. Characteristics of money. Another word you can use, sometimes you can use features, sometimes you can use attributes. The other day, I met a student. They were discussing somewhere. I overheard them. They were talking about characteristics of money. What they taught them in school was characteristics of money instead of they taught them attributes of money instead of characteristics. They don't know what characteristics attribute is. So it is very important that you know that whenever you are talking about characteristics, you are talking about attributes. You are talking about features. Tomorrow they may come up with examine the attributes of money. Don't say that what you know is characteristics and you don't know attributes. So you have to be very conversant with your words. Let us look at them one by one. And this happens also with the same thing I told you about functions of money. When you accident this, the sharp ones will start shouting. Acceptability, scarcity, divisibility, portability, durability, homogeneity. After shouting all these things, can you explain them? You need to explain them to the marker. Possibly give examples. That is how your marker will know that, yes, my student knows what I am talking about. Let us start with acceptability. Acceptability as a characteristic of money means that money should be acceptable in the area or country where it is used. In Nigeria, we use Naira. And as you use Naira, you should be able to do what? This is Naira. You use Naira and you'll be able to take Naira in everything. Everything you buy, you pay with Naira as far as Nigeria is concerned. Number 2 is scarcity. Money should be scarce, but not it should be relatively scarce, but not too scarce. When it is too scarce, it will lose its value, and people will start hiding it the way they hide their gold and their silver. So that is scarcity. What do they mean by scarcity? Number 3, divisibility. Money should be able to be divided into different denominations. Just for example, here we have 1,000 Naira, you have 100 Naira, you have 50 Naira, you have 10 Naira, you have 5 Naira, you even have 500 Naira. That is divisibility. Money should be able to be divided into various denominations. The next one is portability. Portability. Portability means that money should be made in the form that it should be able to be carried about. Now, this is 1,000 Naira. It is as small as 100 Naira. So you can carry 1,000 Naira and put in your shirt and move away. The same way you can put 5 Naira in your pocket and move away without looking for Ghana must go to carry it, and it will very, so that people will know that yes, you have 1,000 Naira. No, it should be very, very portable. That is able to be carried about from one place to another easily and comfortably. Number 5, durability. Durability means that money should be able to last for a long time. You don't take money today, put it in your pocket. Tomorrow you are looking for it, say, it has spoiled. Even when you put this money in your pocket and you wash your clothes, when it dries, you open it up, you still get your money intact the way it is. When you stretch it like this, the money will remain as it is. That is durability. The last but not the least is homogeneity. Homogeneous means they must be the same. They must be the same. Just like this 5 Naira here. It is the same with this 5 Naira. There is nothing different in it. They must be the same. If you go from Kaduna to Lagos, you bring your 10 Naira. The man in Lagos brings his 10 Naira. The 10 Naira must be the same. If you go to Enugu and bring 100 Naira, and I bring 100 Naira in Kano, they must be the same. That is homogeneity. Ability to become the same. Demand for money. Demand for money is known as, in economics, as liquidity preference. It is the willingness of people to hold money as a medium of exchange instead of preference to other assets. And this demand for money could be in it could be as a result of the following. 1, transactive motive. When we are talking about transactive motive, this means the holding of money to settle current expenditures, which may be in form of household needs. Firms also hold cash to pay for current expenditures, such as factors of production and transport. Transport. It is interest elastic. Why we say it's interest elastic is that when the interest in the bank is very high, the person may not bring out money for this. He may decide to save his money and collect his interest. Number 2, speculative motive. This speculative motive is business motive. The ability, or it means the business motive, it refers to the desire of people to hold cash balances for speculative dealings in bonds and security or security market. It is also interest elastic. If the interest in the bank is very high, people may bring out less money for securities. They may prefer to put in the bank and collect their interest since the bank interest is very high. The last one is very interesting, precautionary motive. This precautionary motive, when you say in the house, you say there is no money, but there is money for precautionary motive. What it means that it is money that has been reserved for emergencies. You reserve it for emergencies or unforeseen circumstances. For example, daddy bring money for this, say there is no money. Bring money for this, there is no money. When he hears that somebody, maybe the wife has an accident or the child, you see him immediately go and bring money and rush to the hospital. That is the money we keep for unforeseen circumstances. This money is interest. This motive, precautionary motive, is interest inelastic. People will not resist to keep money for this, except when interest is very high. If it is very high, they may just decide to take the risk. So far, we have defined money. We have defined. We have talked about barter. We have mentioned the problems of barter. We have talked about types of money and functions of money, characteristics of money, and so on and so forth. Now we go to the assignment because of our time. In our assignment number 1, Define money. You want to know whether you can define money. As a normal student, you open your eyes confidently and define it, and let's know whether you know it. Number 1B, what do you understand by barter? That is trade by barter. Number 2, mention the problems of trade by barter. 3, state the functions of money. Number 4, list the characteristics of money and the reasons for holding cash balances. I repeat, define money. What do you understand by trade by barter? 2, mention the problems of trade by barter. 3, state the functions of money. 4, list the characteristics of money and the reasons for holding cash balances. Thank you for today's lesson. My name is Obi Ifeanyi, and my contact remains 080-350-32831. I repeat, 080-350-32831. Please, you can send messages to us through WhatsApp or normal messaging if you have any problem or you have something you want us to clear you on. Thank you very much, and God bless you.